First of all, getting you to start thinking about the role that luck plays in your life. And first of all, in terms of in the past, and this is where you might start writing things in your luck journal. You can do that today if you want to, or go away, reflect upon it further, and you might get an email encouragement to say, do you want to write something in your luck journal about these kinds of things? But to begin with, start thinking in terms of, well, how has luck played an important part in some of the important events in your life in the past? And these are just some examples of events I'm asking you to think about. So it may be things like where you live. That could be the particular house or flat you live in. It could be the town you live in or the city or even the country you live in. So you might reflect on, well, what were the events that led to me living this particular place? Was there something about that which was maybe unplanned, maybe to some extent apparently brought about by chance? Is that okay? So where you live, meeting your partner, if you have one, or somebody that's very important to you, are there elements of how you met them that maybe to some extent was influenced by luck? So it may be that if you happen to go into a certain pub on a certain evening and you started talking to somebody, to some extent that is influenced by luck. That person may end up becoming somebody who you later marry. Or it may well be that a friend of yours, someone you happen to sit next to at school, again, to some extent that's luck. They became a good friend. Maybe through that person you met somebody else. So it's getting to start thinking through those kinds of events and reflect on the role that luck may have played a part. Or even the work context, finding work. Even if it comes down to you saw a job being advertised, did luck play a part in terms of you happened to look into that newspaper at that time to see that job being advertised? So it's just getting to start thinking about the way that luck may have played an important part in little ways, sometimes in quite big ways, in some of those kinds of events. So that's the first part, and in a second we can pause and think more about that. So that could be one of the first bits where you might start writing something in your luck journal to reflect on the role that luck has played so far. And then, what we want to do, your kind of homework, if you want to call it homework, or again, how you might start writing more in the luck journal, is then going to encourage you to start thinking about or pay attention to how events are influenced by luck. And these now could be quite small events, or initially may appear to be quite trivial events. Giving some examples here, again, what I'm interested in are going to be your own examples as you go about living your life over the next 2 weeks. But meeting people. So initially maybe you just, something happens where you met somebody who you might think might become an important person, or on the face of it now may just still be somebody you've met and may never meet again. But just looking at the role that luck's played in that. Any other unplanned events? So again, things that happen over the next couple of weeks that you hadn't planned for, perhaps they're unexpected. Could be unexpected windfalls. Again, could be things which, you might describe as being bad luck. Again, asking you to think about the role that luck may have played in those kinds of events. Being in the right place at the right time, more broadly. And I use this example, finding parking spaces, which often sounds quite a trivial example, but I think I quite like it because I think it captures some of the ideas we'll talk about. Because I think a lot of people would say, well, just finding a space just when you need one, to some extent, it's luck. It's chance whether or not you happen to find a space when you need one. But I'm interested in this idea that some people seem to feel as though they are better at doing that, or if they're in the right mindset, and this is what we'll explore in future weeks, can that impact upon finding those kinds of experiences? So it may be using this as a metaphor for other things that are happening when you just need something and something seems to fall into your lap. So it could be serendipitous discoveries, other experiences of fortune. So again, that's the thing, and then make a note of those in your luck journal. Write as much or as little as you want. Find ways in which you can record that. So that's what the luck journal is for. So in a second, I'm going to pause the recording and we can have a discussion, if that's helpful, about some of those ideas so far. And as a reminder that if you wanted to get in touch with me at any point, you can either do it via Blackboard, There's a discussion forum set up for this organisation on Blackboard, if you want to discuss things on there. I subscribe to that forum, so if you do post something on there, I'll get an email alert, so I'll try to respond quite quickly. And I want to encourage people to use that as much as people feel able to. If you want to email me directly, matthew.smith@bucks.ac.uk. And for the people who are online and wanting, for example, at the very least, contact me to get a copy of the Luck Journal, that's the email address. You email to me and tell me your address, and I can post that to you. And I think, and if you are on Twitter, you can follow go_luck yourself. We even have a Facebook page as well, and you can find us on there. Place to discuss some of these experiences.